Ooh, look how scary it looks outside.
Hey, this is your girl, Boundless Lola Thompson with Get Wealthy Wholesaling. I want to talk to you today about skip tracing. Some of you may have heard it before when it comes to people looking for credit collections places, looking for folks who haven't paid their bill. But skip tracing is just really about finding people who are missing, right? So skipping, so they skip town, right? Tracing people who were skipped. So skip tracing means in real estate investing that you are simply trying to find absentee owners, because sometimes they're not that easy to find, depending on how long the house has been vacant, how long it's been abandoned, depending on just all kind of things, what the situation was. Did they get sick? Is it an older person who then went to live with a relative? So sometimes you have to find them. Sometimes it's a pre-foreclosure situation and the people have left the property, right? So because they think they're going to get chased out. Sometimes they don't get chased out for a long time, but they think they're gonna. So they get up and they leave, and they don't leave a forwarding address. You know, one of the telltale signs that it is an abandoned property is an overstuffed mailbox or mail laying around. You'll see mail laying around maybe on the floor if you can peek into the window. Raggedy house on the outside. However, sometimes to find that person is a big deal, because if you look in the property records, they don't have a forwarding address. They won't have a mailing address. And so because they don't have a mailing address, you have to skip trace to find them. I typically subscribe to about 2 different skip tracing, or I'll say like white pages type programs that you have to find people. They range anywhere from $9.99 up to about $49.99. I also have a friend, an associate who has access to Lexis. I think it's LexisNexis. So they can find people for me as well. But this is valuable, you guys, because sometimes, like in DC, in the DC area where I am, people will say, oh, the market is, there's no properties out there. Yes, there are. But the deal is you have to find them. So what my specialty is finding the person. I find that absentee owner. I find that missing person. Hey, London, what's going on? I find that missing person and I contact them. If it's somewhere local, I can knock on the door. If it's somewhere distant, I can send them some mail. But the deal is, if you can find that person, because most people don't want to look for that person, okay? Most people don't want to spend the time looking for that person. So if you can find that person, then you absolutely, positively will make the money. One of the things I use is really simple. I see you, Big 2181. One of the things I use is really simple. It's PeopleSmart. PeopleSmart.com. You got to call them though and kind of check on how much their costs are, because they'll tell you one thing and they put one thing on the site, but if you call them, you'll find out about some other special little deals they have. But I use everything to skip trace, every social media. I use Haynes directory online is one of the other things that I use. So I'm serious about finding people, because some of the most money that I've ever made on deals has been finding absentee owners that nobody else bothered to look for, because that's where the gold is, because nobody wants to dig, nobody wants to look, nobody wants to spend the time. So I'll spend the time. And lots of times, you guys, you'll see me right at this computer looking up folks, because to me, the gold is. That's where the money is. Then I'll go knock on the doors. My door knocking lately has been all as a result of people that I find. I even find telephone numbers. So a lot of times with my software, I'll find telephone numbers that I can just pick up the phone and call, right? And say, hey, I saw you on the court records on the pre-foreclosure list. So, hey, I drove past your house and, I noticed that it's empty. Nobody's been in it for a long time. What are you doing with it? Different things you say based on the situation, but skip tracing is invaluable. And it's one of the things that I find that a lot of people don't teach. They try to source it out and they'll tell you to forget about it. So I definitely teach my students that. I've been teaching my students now for almost 11 years how to skip trace and how to do it effectively. And I think that they're superstars because of it. In addition to teaching you how to find a property, it teaches you how to go behind the curtain, how to push a little bit further, how to try a little bit harder, how to not give up at the first glance, and how to make the money simply that other people won't make. So this is your girl, Boundless Lola Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at That's Just Lola. You can find me on Instagram also at Get Wealthy Wholesaling. My website will be up by tomorrow, getwealthywholesaling.com. You can see me also on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, Get Wealthy Wholesaling. I have a class coming up. It's going to be a 4-hour class. I'm only going to charge $149 for it. And by the time you finish, I promise you, you will know everything there is to know about skip tracing, about wholesaling, about motivated sellers, about how to come up with the formula and all of that good stuff. Because I've been doing it for a long time, real successfully. And I've taught a lot of people how to do it too. Over 400 at this particular point. I've been in retirement doing my writing and being artistic, but I'm back out here in the game. It's time for us to get this money and get wealthy wholesaling. Again, this is your girl, Boundless Lola Thompson. GetWealthyWholesaling.com. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.